everybody to our Ayurveda talk, and we are once again moving on with important information to do the Ayurveda cleanse. I'm going to make sure we talk about this Ayurveda cleanse throughout the time that we do the cleanse because it is that important. So important. Okay, so what phase are we moving on? Remember, we had all of the preparation stuff, how you change your diet, your lifestyle, all the things that you can do. And I want to just remind you that video is loaded with information. If you were to just do those suggestions, you would actually have a really nice cleanse. You would feel very, very good because it's just making adjustments in your diet and your lifestyle will make a difference. Okay, now after that, then we did oleation. And now we are going to talk about what happens after you oil yourself. And when we oil ourselves in Ayurveda for the cleanse, this is not something that you're going to find in Western cleanses. You're just not going to find it. They're typically going to give you herbs and some sort of a fiber, and it's going to help you eliminate. But what we're doing in Ayurveda is we are interested in lubricating the tissues so that toxins that have lodged in the tissues can actually be released. Okay, so how does that release happen? Once we oleate you, you get you're internally oleating, you're externally oleating, and that all depends on your constitution, how you're doing it, the process you're doing, what ghee and what oils you're using, all depends on your particular constitution and whatever imbalances you have. So then after that, now you're all oiled up. You've hit what they call saturation. And that means I cannot ingest any more ghee. I'm done. I have hit my max. And a lot of times you could tell on the skin, you'll be able to tell. And you feel great during the oleation phase because it lubricates your joints. It helps your muscles feel good. Everything starts to feel good. And then what? Then we apply heat therapy. Heat therapy in Ayurveda is called Svedana. And it is what we are going to do to activate and liquefy all of that ghee and oil that we've been putting on the body. So it's also called sedation, which is it just means heat therapy. And it is designed to make us sweat. We want to sweat. Now, not over sweat. I do have my clients that go overboard. And when I say, just go to where you start to sweat, you could stay in that for a little bit and then you're done. You don't want to overheat. And they'll stay in and stay in and stay in. No. I don't want you to do that. You just need to do it to where you start to sweat, right? Okay, now, what does the heat do? It actually dislodges. It starts to dislodge the vitiated doshas. What does that mean? It means that however you've been going through life with your diet and lifestyle, whatever imbalances you have, remember the imbalances are all based on the 5 elements. So you are going out of balance through your senses and the elements and coming into balance through your senses and the elements. Each sense is connected to an element. So like your hearing is connected to ether. Your taste is connected to water. Your eyes are connected to the fire element. Okay, so all of your senses are connected to one of the elements. If I overstimulate one of the senses, then I'm going to vitiate and then push one of the elements or 2 of the elements out of balance, or even more. You can cause that imbalance in more than one of the elements or doshas. So vitiated means that you've been eating in a way or you've been living in a way that is causing an imbalance, and the imbalance is going to show up. And remember, vata, ether, air, behaves very differently than kapha, which is water and earth. They behave very different. So you will start to know what's going on in your body as you start doing these cleanses, because it's going to make you very aware. So what we want to do is we actually want to dislodge whatever the imbalance is. So if the imbalance is stuck in our tissues, because remember, there's an overflow. So if I'm bringing in heat in my conversations, in my food, in my lifestyle, heat, 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 all this heat, and my body's not able to get rid of that heat, it starts to do what they call overflow. It overflows into the tissues and starts causing heat symptoms. Okay. So heat symptoms then are going to show up, eventually be manifested in my physical body as a rash, as infection, high blood pressure. There's lots of things that can show up with heat being the imbalance. So that's what it means to have a vitiated dosha. There's too much heat. There's too much air. There's too much ether. There's too much earth, too much water. Too much. It's stuck in our tissues. It's physical. So what we want to do is we want to use the heat therapy to help liquefy all that ghee that we just brought in. And then it dislodges all that excess. Let's say it's heat. All that excess heat. It starts to dislodge it out of the tissues, right? Because now you've got everything lubricated, and now we add that heat. What does heat do? It liquefies and moves, dislodges the vitiated dosha and brings it into the gastrointestinal tract. So it moves it then into the GI tract. Heat therapy promotes the penetration of the healing ingredients of the oils. So that's why we do medicated ghee, medicated oils specific to your constitution. I work with a lot of people that they don't really get it. They're like, oh, it's fine. I'll just use. No, you don't just use anything. You have to do a specific ingredients, because we're really trying to help you be healthy. And if you have a fire element pitta dosha imbalance, then we want to give you a ghee that is medicated with herbs that are going to target that heat and remove it from the tissues. So what it does is it penetrates, uses those healing herbs to move into the body, liquefies, and then all of the oleation has been alleviating the stiffness. The heat will do that as well. So it alleviates stiffness, alleviates heaviness, alleviates coldness, which is going to cause stiffness, and it alleviates inflammation in the body. So many people have inflammation issues. This is it. This is what you want to do. Try it. Try this at least once. Then toxins that have been stuck in the body for who knows how long, years, decades, toxins are then expelled in the form of sweat. And then when you do that, you want to help after you do the heat therapy, then there are other things that you're doing. All right, now what are the benefits? What are the benefits? It loosens the toxins or ama that's dislodged in the actual tissues, dilates the channels and opens them up so that all the toxins that are stuck in all the channels and the doshas are easily separated out of the tissues. It improves the digestive fire and liquefies toxins to improve flow through the channels. When we have a buildup and an excess of any kind of imbalance in the body, it starts to block our channels. So what this cleanse does is it starts to clear the channels. You literally will start feeling lighter, not just losing weight. You will lose weight typically, but you will feel lighter. It facilitates movement of the doshas, so whatever the elements, also the toxins, and it moves them out, like I said, into the GI tract for elimination, because you have to eliminate them. You have to get them out of the body. If you don't do the elimination part after the heat, then all those toxins have to move back into the body. That's what will happen. It's like you just loosened everything. You collected all the trash from around your house. You got it all ready to go. And then you put it into your trash can. You got it all ready. And then you took it back out and put it back in to your house. So we don't want to do that. We just moved it into the container, the reciprocal, the where it needs to be. And now we want to make sure that we purge it out of the body. Okay, now when the liquefaction process happens from the heat therapy, it's going to relieve the stiffness, the heaviness, and the cold. Okay, now I do want to give you the contraindications because there are some things that you do want to pay attention to. I'm going to make sure I read them. If you are a pitta dosha and you are dominant heat, you have a lot of heat, and you have a heat disease, you need to be careful. And I want you to talk to me before you do heat therapy. If you have any tendencies towards bleeding, then you also need to be careful because it's going to increase heat, right? So it can accelerate that. Skin diseases, that does not include vata skin diseases. Also diarrhea. If you've got diarrhea going on, then you need to not do heat therapy. It's going to accelerate it. And then if you are ingesting alcohol, you cannot do heat therapy. It will be a problem for you. So that is basically the gist. You also don't do it during pregnancy. Also, if you have been poisoned, so your toxin is because of a poison, you don't do heat therapy because remember what happens if you've been poisoned, say you got bit by a snake, they have to suck it out at the site. So heat's going to move it. It's going to circulate it. We don't want that. You do not do heat therapy during menstruation or if you have the pitta, eye diseases, uncontrolled diabetes. So if you have type 2 diabetes and you've got it under control, okay, you could do it. But if you have out of control diabetes, you cannot do it. Type 1, it's a whole different thing. It's genetic. I usually ask people if you have type 1, you need to talk to me. Okay, and then anemia. If you are anemic, you cannot do heat therapy. Okay, so during heat therapy, you want to make sure the eyes and the heart are protected. And a lot of times what we do is we take a cool cloth and we hold it over the heart, or you cover your eyes. In Ayurveda, we typically do our heat with a heat therapy container. Mine is a portable one and it has a hole for your head. So the head is completely exposed. So we don't really have to worry about the eyes, and you could just put a cool cloth on the heart. Okay, so that's what you want to protect. And also if you have a heat, if you are completely covered, then I will usually tell people to get a cool towel around the neck that comes down and can touch the heart. And also one of those wool hats that you can wear in the sauna. So if you are in a sauna that is completely covering the whole body, you're in it, your head's in it, then you want to make sure you're protecting your head and keeping it cool. Okay, so that is heat therapy. That's the gist. There are different types of heat therapy, and that is a lot more detail. And if you are doing heat therapy, then you need to be communicating with me and joining the online cleanse class, which is starting this Thursday. So please reach out to me so I can get you that link. Starts this Thursday, and let's do it, you guys. Continuing with the Ayurveda cleanse information.